my name is Melody and welcome back to Strawberry Lemon. Today I have a TBR video for y'all and it is going to be my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon. So the Reindeer Readathon is happening in December and it is a readathon that all of the prompts, there's 8 prompts, and it is based off of the 8 reindeers that Santa has. So that's why I'm like decked up in my Christmas gear and stuff, my Santa hat, and yeah, I am super duper excited to be participating in this. I will link all of the hosts and co-hosts and everyone down below in the description box, but let's get started. So the first prompt is Dasher, finish a series or pick up a book that you started but put down, and that is going to be Tokyo Ghoul by Ishida. This is a manga and I started it way back when my brother first bought most of the series, and I started the beginning and then I just stopped. But it is about ghouls and it is about a guy named Ken Kaneki, and he is really excited about his date with this like really beautiful girl, but it turns out that she's a monster or a ghoul or something, so she really just wants to eat him. But he gets saved and he turns into a half human, half ghoul kind of thing, and yeah, it's about him and him trying to master his powers and just everything that comes with that, and I'm super excited. I don't read a lot of manga, but I have high hopes for this one. Also, I totally forgot to mention what team I'm on. Oh, sorry about that. My mom was waiting for a phone call, so that was her phone. But I totally forgot to tell y'all what team I'm on. So I am part of Team Candy Cane. And yeah, if you're on Team Candy Cane, please let me know down in the comments below. All other teams are welcome, but I'm really hoping our team crushes it. And yeah, so back to the TBR. So the second prompt is Dasher, which is a book with cursive or kind of like elegant, flowy kind of font on the cover. And for that, I'm going to be reading The Prince and the Dressmaker by Wang. And this is a graphic novel, I believe, and it just looks really, really cute. It is about a prince called Prince Sebastian, and his mother is trying to help him find a wife, and he's not up for that, and he's also hiding a secret kind of identity. So at night, he is Lady Crystalia. He is a fashion icon of the city and nobody knows, and his secret weapon is his dressmaker, which is his best friend Frances. But Frances wants to make it in the world, be known and everything, and she can't have that if she's the prince's secret. And it's just, I think, them and their friendship and what kind of happens with that, and the prince's family and all of that, and I think maybe romance, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it just seems really, really cute and I'm super excited to read it. The next prompt is Prancer, a book with your favorite season on the cover or colors of that season, and for that I am going to be reading The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa. I started this but haven't finished it. I started like 40 pages in and then I stopped, so I have to reread the beginning anyways. But this is about a cat named Nana and his owner Satoru, and it follows them as they are traveling across the city to meet 3 of Satoru's friends, or that's what Nana is being led to believe. I believe Satoru is something is happening and he has to give Nana away, and we are meeting the 3 candidates that will be Nana's new owner. And the prologue is in Nana's point of view, the cat, and this cat is the sassiest cat ever, and it's actually really, really funny. I don't think we ever get his owner's point of view, but we get the point of view of his friends and the cat, and apparently it's a very sad book. I didn't find out until recently that this book will like make you bawl your eyes out, so we'll see how that goes. But the next prompt is Vixen, a book you want to read but think it might be overhyped. And for that, oh my gosh! The filming of this video is very chaotic. My mom just freaked the heck out of me, probably my own fault. But yeah, so the next prompt is Vixen, a book you want to read but think it might be overhyped. And for that, I'm going to be reading Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. And this book was really, really hyped like a long time ago, I think. It's still hyped now because I believe there is a TV series based off of this. But yeah, I'm not sure if... I know Six of Crows is also very hyped and I read that and I think I liked it. I'm not sure about Shadow and Bone though, so we'll see. It is about Alina who reveals that she has dormant powers, so she gets taken to the royal court to be trained, and then I think there's a love triangle between the leader of the magical elite in the royal court kind of thing that's going to be training her and her best friend. There's like a... I'm assuming there's a love triangle based on the description. And yeah, she seems very powerful and it seems like there's a secret that's going to be uncovered and it's going to cause problems and all of that. So we'll see. Is the hype worth it? I really hope it is. And the next prompt is Comet, a book with an astronomical word in the title. So for that, I am going to be reading. Oh my gosh, I finished filming this whole video only to realize at the end that it stopped filming halfway through because my phone ran out of storage. And yeah, so I have to refilm this after I deleted some videos. So the prompt I left off on, I believe, is Comet, a book with an astronomical word in the title. So for that, I am going to be reading Starflight by Melissa Landers. And this is about a girl named Solera, and she kind of wants to escape where she is from. And in order to do that, she has to go on like a spaceship out of there. And I don't think she has the money or the funds for that or something, so she makes a deal to the quarterback of her high school. They were gonna get on this flight initially, but for some twist of fate, they get onto a different flight called the Banshee, which I believe is a little sketchy kind of thing. Also, this quarterback realizes that he is being framed for some crime, so he also has to escape. And there is apparently a planet or something that has clues that will prove his innocence, so they have to go on a trip for that. And I believe there's a found family and kind of thing in this book. It seems wholesome, probably some romance. The cover is pretty cool, and yeah. And the next prompt is Cupid, and it is read a book with a favorite trope in it. And for that, I'm going to be reading You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince by Timothy Janovsky. And that is about Matthew Prince. He gets into some PR mess, so he is cut off from his funds and sent to his grandparents' snowy town, who is a winter wonderland, super festive kind of town. And yeah, Matthew Prince is basically a Grinch, and there he meets Hector Martinez, and they do not get along, but they're gonna have to get along because they are gonna be helping plan a charity gala. And yeah, I believe there will be a romance between those two, and I think Matthew Prince will not be a Grinch anymore by the end of it. And that's kind of the trope that I was going for. It's gonna be like the grumpy kind of character that's like softens up to something. And I think there's also a found family trope in it, which I love as well. And yeah, the next prompt is Donner, a book that you want to read but are not a fan of the cover. And for that, it is gonna be The Diviners by Libba Bray. I'm not a big fan of this cover, and yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't pull me in. This cover doesn't pull me in, but the synopsis does. So this is about Evie, who has supernatural powers. I don't think we're told what those powers are, but she goes with her uncle to a police car, and it is a murder by a serial killer. And Evie realizes that she can use her powers to help solve this crime. So they go hunting for this serial killer. I think Evie meets a bunch of people because she's in New York right now. First time in New York, I think. And yeah, meets a bunch of people, and they have to stay ahead of this serial killer and figure it out. And it just seems really, really interesting. and I hope it goes well. And the next prompt is Blitzen. Use a random number generator to find a number between 0 and 9 and find a book that ends with that number. So for this, I got the number 7. And you would think that this wouldn't be that difficult, but it was so difficult. A lot of the books that I was looking at on Goodreads ended with 2, 4, 8, 0, and 1, I think. But 4 and 2 randomly, a lot of books end with 4. And yeah, I finally did find a book, and I own it too, so that is very good. And it is The House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson. And this book has 337 pages, which, thank you, 7. And yeah, this cover is so freaking pretty. But this is about Marinka, who just wants to be like everybody else and who wants to make friends. But she lives in this house with her grandmother, and this house has chicken legs. So this house literally walks, and they go all over the world because her grandmother is Baba Yaga, who helps spirit people from this world to the next. And yeah, it's just really hard for her to make friends and do normal things that little girls her age would do. And at one point, she gets this opportunity to make a friend. So she breaks all of her grandmother's rule. And the repercussion of that is that her grandmother goes missing. So this book is about her trying to find her grandmother, even if it means she has to go to the afterlife or the afterworld or whatever it is. And yeah, I'm really hoping this book ends happily. It seems like it might be kind of sad, but we'll see. I think it's a middle grade, which I haven't read a lot of those, but I am really excited to read this. And finally, last but not least, the last reindeer that we have is Rudolph. And that prompt is start a new series. And I am going to be reading Frostheart by Jamie Littler. Also another middle grade with a really cute cover. And this is about a boy named Ash and his family, I believe, his parents go missing. And he wants to go find his parents, and he has to leave this town that he's from. And he discovers that he also has magical powers. And he has a Yeti for a guardian, a Yeti, like right there. So cute. I think that's the coolest thing ever. But he meets this crew, and they need him, and he needs them. And they kind of just help each other out while he's trying to find his family as well. And yeah, I think there might also be a found family trope in this. As you can tell, I really like the found family trope. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. Starting to read more middle grades. And yeah, finally, there is a bonus prompt. So if you finish all of the reindeer prompts and all of the bonuses, there is finally a last prompt called Sleighing It, which is where you can pick another prompt and just do it again. And yeah, so for the prompt I'm going to be doing, it's going to be Cupid, a book with a favorite trope in it. And for that, I am going to be reading These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And this has enemies to lovers, which I love. And this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It is, I think, Juliet and Roma. They're both in 2 different gangs that are trying to control the city, but then mysteriously, I think there's some kind of virus or something going around and some monster and something, so they have to team up, work together, fight off whatever is happening and save the city maybe. And yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about this book and I'm ready to read it. Enemies to lover, let's go. And yeah, hopefully my phone is still filming, but I haven't done a sit-down video in a while, so hopefully this was okay. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're participating in this readathon, or if you read or want to read any of these books, please let me know down below. And yeah, I will hopefully see y'all in the next one. And yeah, that's about it. Bye!
Lazy Sundays, crazy Mondays, you be running through my mind. Busy Tuesdays, but on Wednesdays, I leave my worries behind. 'Cause on Thursday,